becoming a wolf to save a rainforest, a curse or a gift? That makes me want to think, actually, because I do like werewolves. Hmm. Chase Hockey here at the Blue Futon, reviewing a movie called Henya. I don't know if I'm saying it right because there's a B in front of the H, but it translates to wolf. And what's this story about? Very simple premise, actually. There's a project manager that goes to northern India. I think, I think on the border of China and India, and they want to build a road through a forest and make it more civilized, if you want to call it, make it more westernized, put malls, movie theaters for all these youngins. However, the elders of the neighborhoods, or the forest, this forest is sacred. And to do this, you got to get people's signatures, people's stamps. But there's a curse in that forest. And you know what? One of the project managers becomes a wolf. Is he going to change? Does he want this curse? Does he want to protect the rainforest? So, I like this film. I thought it was an okay film. It had a good enough humor. Had okay horror. You want to put it that way? To me, there's absolutely no horror in this movie. It could have been a little bit more gory, in my opinion. It could have been a little bit more, gutsy. But I say it was a fine little film. So with that, I will give the positives of the movie first. I do think the message is very solid. You know what? Why do we have to cut the trees when we could build around? Even though I feel like that solution could have made this movie absolutely 15 minutes. Hey, you know what? Let's not cut the trees. Let's go around it. Oh, let's make a quick phone call. Hey, it might be a little bit more, but we make, everyone happy. We're negotiating. Ta-da! But you know what? Maybe it's not that easy. It also makes me wonder about real-world consequences with the China highway system of what they're going to different, regions around Africa, Europe, Asia, and, going to all these poor countries in China building a highway system. And then when they can't build, China's like, we own it. So now we own this part of the land. So it makes me a little curious or concerned of what that part of the movie was trying to tell. Good or bad, I don't know. I do think the acting is fine. I do think some of the CGI was really good, while some of the CGI was like, whoa, time out there. What are we actually doing with that CGI? What are we actually trying to tell? Some of the humor, same way. Some of it was pretty good. Some was like, well, what are we doing here? And some of the characters were a little bit too annoying. I think this is one of the movies where it can be down the middle of what it was trying to do. It is 2.5 hours. I do think the ending. It is the ending where I'm just like, I don't know if it actually makes sense because I don't want to spoil it. But let's just say someone dies at the very end. And how that person dies and what it's trying to say and do, it's like that person didn't need to purposely do that. No. Why were you doing that? You did this trip all the way up the mountain. All the way up. And when you get there, you just go plop. And you're just like, I don't know why that makes sense on any level. I understand what you're trying to do is we might be passing the mantle from point A or to person A to person B. But how that is shown and done, I don't know if it was the right execution to do it. And it is very weird with the CGI because before that, there's a huge wolf battle. And like I said, some of the CGI was like, oh, that's pretty good CGI. And then some of the CGI is like, whoa, what are we trying to go there? And then it wanted to be gory in some scenes, but in some scenes, hey, we can't show that gore. That's too much gore. I'm like, yo, these are huge wolves and they're attacking people. They're going for the throat. I need to see some shit go down. And unfortunately, it doesn't really show that on any level. So overall, Wolf or Henya, if I'm saying that completely wrong, I don't know. I'm sorry. It's an okay film. I think the message is there. It makes perfect sense of what you're trying to go for. I think some of the humor works. Some of the acting is solid. The twists and turns aren't really twists and turns. You actually know what is going to happen. But like I said, I do think the very beginning of this wolf and who is involved as a child, I don't know why that person's involved or how they got this curse in the first place. It really doesn't tell. It's more thinking, how did that child become who it is? Like I said, it's more questions than answers, unfortunately, but it is something that a lot of people can enjoy, and it does zoom by at an okay pace. So Henya will receive a 3 out of 5 Futons, which equals at 60%. Let's see the critics and user scores gave this one. So you have critics a 62% with 13 of them, audience score a 90% with over 50. No critic consensus. I do find it interesting that a lot of these India movies don't really go below 70% for the audience score. So I don't know if it's everyone just like loves it and they put it on there and they're scared to like say something's bad about it. I mean, I said something negative about the Indian movie I reviewed, I think 2 weeks ago called Katara, and people said I was mocking the scream. That's false. I was just talking about how the scream sounded to me, and they're like, "How dare you say this?" But if you actually go to like IMDb reviews, there are people that were non-Westerners complaining about the same thing. So it's not just me saying the screams were a little obnoxious for what I was trying to do. But hey, this is about Wolf. This is not about that other movie. So anyway, we have the 90, 62, 60 for this film. Chase out with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. One more thing is Bluefutonopia. You Blue Futonians. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Yeah, I think it was better than a Brahmasta. I'm seeing reviews on that on Hulu or, previews of that. Yeah, Brahmasta. That one just doesn't.